Welcome to Brainish English Stories.
As Gregorio came into the room, Xantip was kneeling by a box, putting clothes neatly inside. She turned her head and laughed, saying, "You are in a hurry, my friend." "I have almost." But when she saw Gregorio, she stopped talking. She sat down on the edge of the box. Her face turned white, and her lips lost their color. With great effort, she stayed calm and folded her hands on her lap. Gregorio looked at her for a moment, a mean smile on his scary face. His red eyes stared at her angrily. Finally, he broke the silence by shouting her name roughly, moving toward her at the same time. He looked like a wild animal ready to jump on its prey. Xantip did not move, and she answered softly, "I can hear you. What do you want here?" "This is my room. I think I have the right to be here. I am sorry for coming in." "Stop with your polite words. The Englishman has taught you well, I see. Can you say goodbye in English yet?" "Why should I say goodbye? It is time. You will come back to me now." "Never." Gregorio laughed loudly and stood next to her. His fingers played with her hair. Even though she was scared to make him angry, Xantip pulled away from his touch. Gregorio saw this and said angrily, "You must get used to me, Xantip. From tonight we live together again. You do not need to make money anymore. I will not come back to you. I told you I hate you. It is your fault that I am leaving you. It will be my fault if you do leave me." He pushed her onto the mattress and held her there. "Let us talk," he said. For a few minutes there was silence, and then he continued, "Amos is dead, and our debts are paid." "How did you pay them?" "With this." And as he spoke, he touched the handle of his knife. "Don't be scared. He deserved it, and I will be safe in a few days. These things are quickly forgotten. Also, there is another reason why we should not live as we have been living." Xantip opened her eyes and asked, "What reason?" Gregorio loosened his hold, as the memory of his loss made him cry. Like a cat, Xantip waited for her chance and jumped away from his grip. The movement brought Gregorio back to his senses. He rushed at her, swearing and waving the knife in his hand. Xantip got ready to defend herself. They stood, desperate, facing each other, neither one daring to start the fight. Through the awful silence came the sound of sobs and a sad voice crying, "Gregorio, come back. Leave her. I love you. Is Madame Marx outside?" hissed Xantip. "Yes." "Then go to her. I tell you I hate you." She pointed to the half-filled box. "I was going to leave here tonight. I will never return to you." "You were going with the Englishman?" "He is a man." Gregorio stopped for a moment. Then, in a quiet voice, half choking on the words, said, "Our son. Do you know what happened to him?" "You will not leave me." "I know about our son. I am glad he is away from your bad influence. Let me go." Xantip moved toward the door, but Gregorio grabbed her by the throat. "You are glad our son is dead. You helped Amos to kill him. Anger and sadness drove him. Laughing cruelly, he hit her on the chest, and, as he staggered, pushed his knife deep into her heart. For a few seconds he stood over her, feeling happy, and then opened the door. Madame Marx, white with fear, rushed into the room. Seeing the dead woman, a look of triumph appeared in her eyes. But it was brief because she quickly understood how serious the crime was. She had little pity or sorrow for the dead, but she was very worried about Gregorio's safety. "This is a bad night's work, Gregorio. Is it? She deserved to die. I am glad I killed her. God, how peacefully I will sleep tonight. This is worse than the other crime, my friend. You must leave here right away. Let us leave the body. I am thirsty," Gregorio answered without emotion. With a last look at Xantip lying dead on the floor, the two left the room and locked the door before going downstairs. As they came out into the street, some police rode by, and Gregorio trembled a little as he watched them. "I want a drink. I am shaking," he said roughly, and followed Madame Marx into the shop. The sun was starting to rise, and signs of a new day were showing. The day workers appeared at the windows and in the streets. "You must leave at night, Gregorio, and stay hidden all day." "All right, give me some wine. I can plan better when my thirst is gone." After drinking deeply, he turned and laughed. "It has been a busy time since sunset." Then, as if a new idea suddenly came to him, he asked slyly, "There will be a reward offered?" "I suppose so. Then you will be a rich woman." Madame Marx threw herself at his feet and cried bitterly. The words were very hurtful. She begged him to take back what he said. She reminded him of all she had done for him and all she would still do. She spoke passionately, and Gregorio, tired from all the excitement, kissed her and asked, "But why should you not turn me in?" "Because I love you." To her, neither blood nor cruelty made him bad. At last, her emotions calmed down. Soothed by Gregorio's touch, she realized the danger her lover faced. They talked about plans, but no good escape plan seemed possible. At last, Gregorio said, "I will leave here tonight for Ramla and live in the desert for a while. If you help me, we can manage easily. When my beard grows, I can come back safely, and this matter will be forgotten. You must collect food and take it by train to the last station, and have the box buried by Ahmed near the palace. I can go to it at night without being seen, but I will come to you at night and bring food and drink."
No.
"That would attract attention. You must stay with your customers. But the hardest part is the drink. I must have water. Get as many ostrich eggs as you can, fill them with water, and seal them. Hide these with the food, and I will carry some of them into the far desert and bury them there. Gregorio, if everything goes well, you will not be sorry you killed her? She hated me. I will not be sorry." And Madame Marx smiled and forgot her fears.